All right. Watch this, and what I want you to think about is voice and content, okay? I want you to see between, you're going to basically have a trooper here, okay? And you're going to have a citizen that he stopped for a traffic violation, okay? Listen to the voice and the content of both individuals. And at the end of this, I want to know who you think was more believable. All right? Come on now. Where's the little play button?
What's the day on that? I'll have to plead guilty if I got to work because I can't take the court to take the day off. Now just give me the thing, let me get out of here. I did do nothing wrong, and I know I did. Now let me get out of here. I ain't in no hurry, but I did want to get some kills for my dog. It's just about ready to get out of here. Give me that.
Can I explain it to you, sir, so you know what you need to do?
I know what I do. You're ripping me off, and I didn't deserve it because I didn't do nothing wrong. You're probably sitting on parking lot drive race. I thought get someone in the 40 miles or whatever it is. I never saw the sign. I saw 55, and I was doing 57. That's all I know. Now just give me the damn thing, and I'll look at the date. If I'm working, I'll pay the fine because I can't afford to take a day off. And if I'm not working, I'll plead not guilty because I know well I'm not guilty. There. Now, are you a state or local? Looks like you're a state trooper. Get back and pick up some more guys and run up the deficit on the working man. Just give me the damn thing. Let me get out of here.
What I need you to do is sign the X so I can explain this to you.
There ain't no explaining. I got picked up for speeding before. You're guilty and you pay the fine and hope your insurance don't go up. And you try not to speed the next time. And that's what I've been trying to do for 4 or 5 years, and it's worked damn good until I run into you.
Green copy's for your record, sir.
I don't. All right.
White copy needs to be mailed in within 20 days.
Okay.
Read the back of this hard copy. This will explain how you can have a trial if you want. On the back, that'll explain it. Attaches an envelope. Okay? Put a stamp on that, you mail that in. They'll tell you what to do.
I can afford the stamp.
The fine's right here, sir. It's $137.50.
You're crazy! I can't! You're crazy! My wife took money out of her damn account where she's working to pay my insurance so I wouldn't get picked up. You're crazy!
If you don't pick this up, sir, I'm going to summon you for littering.
Are you crazy? I want you to speed and you damn $107. Right.
There's some more right there.
I've never heard of a word like that in my life. You.
Bye.
What do we think? What do we think?
The driver is more believable.
So Barrett says the driver's more believable. Okay? Who wants to disagree with him? Come on, raise your hand. So here you say that the trooper was more believable.
No, I don't know if I can say that either. This recruit doesn't know if he can say that either.
This recruit thinks the trooper was more believable. It started out with him being calm, and then this recruit thinks he kind of let it get to him a little bit and chose to be sarcastic in response to it instead of angry.
Okay. So you sense a little sarcasm there? You sure? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, big time sarcasm going on, right? Okay. Do you think that the guy receiving the ticket meant every word he said?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that was actually how he felt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This recruit's not sure if he knew half of what he said.
He may not have known what he said, but I think what he was saying was exactly what he was feeling at that point in time. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Clearly, he was not in control. Okay. I'm not saying you should act like the guy getting the ticket at all. Okay. He was not in control. But everything he had to say was very believable because of the way he said it. That's exactly how he felt. And that was very clear because his voice and the content matched perfectly, didn't it? Now with the trooper, he was obviously dealing with what kind of person? Difficult or irate. We don't know necessarily by this what kind of person it is, but it appeared difficult, okay? Although he's saying, hey, I'll do, I want to do the right thing, but I disagree with, basically, he disagreed, right? He disagreed. He didn't agree with the fine, didn't agree with what the trooper said the speed was going, okay? You guys like to know the Paul Harvey version? Okay, anybody know what the Paul Harvey version is when I say that? Okay, the rest of the story. Paul Harvey was a longtime news commentator who would tell the most fantastic stories, and he had a way of telling it that you couldn't stop listening. And this is Paul Harvey with the rest of the story, and he'd tell you these really cool little tidbits that you never really knew about, really important things. And so I'm going to tell you the rest of the story with this one. This particular trooper set this guy up. Okay, you notice the audio was as he was going back with the citation. Okay, anybody else know the history behind this one? Okay, Delvon, what can you tell me about the history of this one?
The version I heard, or this recruit heard, sir, was basically this trooper had history of excessive force issues. He set this guy up. He went up there previously, spun this guy up, frantic what we saw, went back, started writing out the citation, kicked on the camera, went back up there, that guy's already spun up, and then all you see is, oh, this trooper's not doing it. I mean, he's the perfect picture of calm. This guy's spun up, cussing at him, everything.
There you go. That's exactly what's going on here. So, and unfortunately, I forgot there's a microphone, so I didn't pick that up, so I'll repeat what you said, okay? But, yeah, so this trooper had multiple complaints against him for either excessive use of force or treating the public, being sarcastic with them, being unprofessional with them, those kinds of things. And so this was his way of showing his bosses that he was getting, dealt an unfair hand. So he went out, stopped this guy, spooled the guy up, okay? The guy was going like 2 miles an hour over the speed limit, okay? Stops the guy, spools him up, tells him he's clocked him going much faster than that, got the guy all riled up, goes back, issues a citation, comes back up, then kicks on the camera. Okay, the first part, that's not on camera. He then kicks on the camera, goes up, this is what we see, goes back, puts it on his supervisor's desk, boom. Take a look, see what I'm talking about? And the supervisor was like, voice and content, something's going on here. We were look into it and figured out what was going on, and he got fired. Okay? And he should have been fired. So now, can you kind of see a little bit more like, okay. Initially, the reaction I get is like, man, that trooper's awesome. Man, hey, that's keeping your head, that's cool and calm under fire right there, right? But when you light the fire, okay, that's the problem. It's this, that changes everything. Okay. Yes.
Has anybody ever acted like that just out of the blue when you pulled them over, sir?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and I wouldn't say to that degree. Not to that degree. It's usually kind of after the fact. I had a lady that I pulled over for speeding and for blowing. First she blew a stop sign. While I'm trying to catch up to her, she was going like 30 over the speed limit. And finally got caught up to her. I didn't, contact her, identified myself, and we'll go over how to do the proper traffic stop stuff. Anyway, got information. She's pleading with me, please, please, please don't give me a ticket. Please don't give me a ticket. If you give me a ticket, it's going to put me over my points limit. I'll lose my license. I've already had several tickets. Stuff. I said, well, ma'am, I'm going to issue a citation. I'll be back, blah, blah, blah. And I came back, and she was just bawling when she was talking, just bawling. Came back with citation, and then she just got pissed off. So I get the citation. I was like, all right, here's a citation. You gave me a ticket? Yes, ma'am. I told you I was going to do it. You were speeding, and and you ran the stop sign. So the ticket I wrote it for was running the stop sign, not for the speeding. Either way, it would still put her points limit over. Okay. I wrote, and so basically, I was giving her a warning on the speeding, giving her a citation on the stop sign. That's why I initially stopped her. And then it wasn't even close to a stop. I mean, it was like, blew right through it at probably like 20 miles an hour while turning. Anyway, and she went from crying, emotional, pleading to screaming at me how I ruined her life, how I was crying. How could you write me a ticket after I was crying? You know, stuff like that. And it's like, ma'am, I apologize for the inconvenience, but it is very important for your safety and for the safety of the community that you stop at stop signs. This citation is something you can take up with the court. It doesn't mean you're guilty. It doesn't mean anything. You have the right to challenge if you'd like to. Here's the court address. Here's this, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of explained that as is, right? She's not really mad at me, right? She's mad at the situation. She's mad at herself for putting herself in that situation, those kinds of things. But, I mean, I've had them just absolutely just screaming at me and those kinds of things, and that's what you do. You just kind of keep marching on. Right? Pretty simple. Now, the majority, like 90% of complaints against police officers are because their tone and their voice did not match the content of their message. We could hear with this guy, he was very sarcastic. Okay? He was condescending. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Very condescending, right? Okay, that's what's going to get you in trouble. Talking down to folks. Okay? Talking like you're better than them. Or that they have to do what you say because you're the guy wearing the badge. Okay? Instead of convincing them that it's in their best interest. Okay? So let's look at this and see if we're talking about verbal judo or verbal karate. You guys can make a determination here.
Close the door for me, please. What are you pulling me over for? Because you're speeding. Close the door, please. But you were driving. I'm sorry. Close the door. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Pull me over for what reason?
For speeding. You're doing 51 miles an hour. The speed limit down on Seacrest is 435. Yeah, I have a radar unit in my car that'll tell me exactly how fast you're
You're
going.
not allowed to clock anybody while you're driving.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead and tell me my job. I need to see your driver's license, registration, and insurance. Tango 32 1050.
What's your name and what?
2200 block of Northeast First Lane.
What's your name?
Florida tag Alpha 40 Delta Hotel Bravo A40 DHB.
What is your name and what is
So Silver Isuzu Rodeo occupied one time.
your name and what is
Take the unit for 94, please.
what is your name? What's your unit number?
My last name is McNevin.
It's Nevin?
Yeah. What do you mean unit number?
What's your troll car number? So I can know when I go to court about this ticket.
Believe me, I'll be there in court. Don't worry about it. Let me see your registration and insurance, please.
Straight up, boy.
And why is that?
Because if I saw you pulling me over illegally, don't worry, my attorney will have something.
Okay. I know.
Y'all pull up my brother, let me get me over here.
Sure.
I got to go to this work for the job. Y'all was gonna work. Y'all was gonna work. That's all I got. Y'all got to sit there and
Okay, to clarify why I was stopping you, you're doing 51, the speed limit's 35. You have a broken windshield, you're not wearing your seatbelt, and you have a brake light out.
you can say all what you want to
Do you
say.
still live on Northwest 4th Avenue in Delray Beach?
Yes, I am.
Okay, stay in the car, please. I'll be with you in a couple minutes.
These legal officers got involved? You have to speed into multiple infractions, right?
What's that? Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm good. She just got an attitude. I just don't want her. Go pick a cigarette out. Step out of the vehicle for me. Put your phone down.
No, I'm calling somebody.
I'm going to tell you one more time. Put your phone down.
Mark, so he pulled me over, and he's telling me that he's gonna arrest me. He's arresting me. Stop! Don't touch me. The policeman, you gonna shoot me? He's got a gun and he's gonna shoot me.
Get out of the car now.
We'll stop the pain. Okay. Can anybody agree that that was a communication failure?
Yes, sir.
Big time, right? Okay. What was her initial issue? Well, what was her? What she was voicing a simple issue.
Why you pulling me over?
Why you pulled me over? Right? Speeding. And then she says what?
Sir, she said, you can't pull me over, or you can't clock me while you're driving. You probably could have solved that problem by saying,
Very simple.
actually, yes, we can.
You can't clock me while you're driving. You were moving. You can't radar me while you're moving. She just simply didn't understand the law. She didn't understand how the radars worked. She didn't understand it. Okay? So in her mind, this stop was illegal. In her mind, he was in the wrong. Okay? A simple explanation. Now, was she a nice person, difficult person, or a wimp? She's a difficult person, right? We know how to handle difficult people. Simple explanation would have been fine for that. Whether she believed it or not, he could have, continued on with things, right? Shown how it was in her best interest, gone ahead and gotten her information, all those things, okay? It could have been completely different. And then he ends up tasing her. She flops out of her vehicle. Now there's two full-grown police officers standing over her, saying what? All right, get on your stomach, put your hands behind your back. Why aren't they doing something? So they tase her again. Each and every one of the time, every time he pulls that trigger, that's a whole new use of force. Just because you pull it once doesn't give you authorization to pull it 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. They have to give you a reason. Okay? He didn't have, in my opinion, the reason to pull it the first time. The reason he was in the position he was because he put himself in that position. Okay? Folks, let's talk to people. Let's treat people like people. It's simple. Right? We are dealing with human beings. Let's treat them with some dignity. Let's give them some respect. Okay? I don't care how bad of a dirtbag they are. They still deserve to be treated like a human, with some dignity, with some respect. Okay? That doesn't mean we have to, bow to their whims or anything like that, okay? But treat them, give them decency, all right? Treat them decently. All right, now let's talk about body language. I think we pretty much hashed out voice and content, right? Yes? Okay. Which is more believable, content or voice? Voice, right? So that would say out of the 3 of these, we've already established that the content is the what? The least believable? Okay, least believable of the 3. Now let's talk about body language, okay? It makes up 50 to 60% of the message. So the largest percentage by far, okay? It is the most believable part of the message. So we've got the content, which is the least believable, and body language is the most believable. As a general rule, when a person's words clash with his or her body language, believe their body language. Right? Read their signs. Read the signs that they're giving you with their body language, okay? If they're making inappropriate eye contact, either staring too long, not blinking, or down here, or glancing, or they're looking for a way to they're looking for an exit, something along those lines. Watch that, okay? Whether they're moving closer or further away, okay? They're trying to get closer to you. They're closing the distance. They're trying to close that distance, or they kind of separate in the distance, looking for what? An out, right? Same thing if they're sitting down and you're interviewing them, okay? If you see them, they're leaning towards you, okay? They're engaged. They're part of. They're into the conversation. They're trying to communicate with you. It's like the lines are open, okay? But as soon as you see them sit back and do one of these things, what do we do now? Closed, right? I don't want to talk about that. So you might want to try and reestablish communication, move the subject maybe something a little bit later, but think in your mind, hey, I'm coming back to that. I just hit on something there. They didn't want to go there. Why don't they want to go there? Okay? So you can come back to that. There's, watch the body language. That's huge. Their pace and the pitch, okay, that's gonna increase as far as their words go, okay? Or they're gonna give you some inappropriate answers, okay? I've had people literally be like this, no, or sorry, no, yes, stuff like that, right? Just different things. Stopped a guy, and long story short, we received a report of a possible DUI, okay? And he had just driven by the trooper post in Soldotna. Me and another officer had been there typing up reports, and we run out to our cars to go catch him, and he was just going across the highway onto Funny River Road. And the other trooper made it through the light. I got stuck at the light. So he went through, and he's heading up Funny River Road trying to catch up with his car. Light changes, I go through, and I see this car pulling out of a driveway just less than a quarter mile from the light, pulling out of a driveway and coming back towards me. And so I turn around, and I see that, this car's driving kind of wandering. The car's wandering down the road versus being driven down the road, okay? So I pull the vehicle over. I go up and make contact with the guy. I smell weed, okay? And my brain automatically goes to, I wonder what he just did, okay? Probably stopped and bought some dope. So he's doing the stuff. I ran into information, did these things. I said, sir, I smell marijuana in the car. Where's the marijuana? What marijuana? I said, sir, can I search your car for marijuana? Yeah, that would be fine. Okay. Yeah, that would be fine. All right, sir, am I going to find any marijuana on you? No? Am I going to find any marijuana in the car? No? Right? So I just looked at him and said, no or no. It's in the door. Right? It was just, and what does the body language tell me? I mean, the whole way he was sitting there and the eyes are wandering, doing this, like he's trying to, totally nervous, okay? And then it was like it's in the door, all right? Ultimately, actually, I ended up getting him to roll on the folks he'd been buying marijuana from for a long, long time. We got a search warrant, went over and took down the dope grow. Little things, right? Just little things. Pay attention to stuff. So our goal is voluntary compliance, right? We're going to talk more about that after your break. So be back here at quarter after.